What we have here today is a plyometric concept that you may want to try. I think it'll be the most sport-specific training response you can get is in regards if you're using plyometrics into your training program. I'm going to show you how to peak it, show you how to apply it to your sports, what sports it's more applicable to. So the biggest thing, I guess, it's called the Triphasic Range Plyometric, and happens to be three ranges of three phases of it in various ranged parts of the body movement of plyometrics. Now, obviously, it's fairly simple. We basically have the first range, which would be the bottom one. I'll refer to it as range 1, which is the very bottom. So if your athlete lands in a deep position, what transpires is they reverse out quickly. Okay, the next one would be the mid-range that we have, and that being your athlete stops at the mid-range. This is where a lot of the sports are played in, actually, not here, but you can use both. You will use both for various sports. And then the third range is basically the top range. So this is your focus. Now, the top range is at the very end of that particular movement. Now, what we have here is the different concepts that you can use within these ranges. So let me give you an example. This particular movement here, the top range plyometrics, would be more for let's say top end speed. Cross-country runners would use this more throughout the year than they would, let's say, this one, because this has little to no value to them most of the year. I think they should go through a phase where they're training their tendons and joints in these positions, but sport-specific peaking, most of the year would be in this range. Now, what do we do in that range? There's various things that I'll get into, but you can see how this one needs to be used with a running back, lineman, even your DBs would use this, but the DBs would be more likely to have this and this. And also what I'll tell you in this video down the road with a few other ones that we're making is how to test whether you need to use this more in your training or this more. Okay, I'll also implement this in maybe fringe contrast training so that you can actually use both concepts or both methods. But what we're going to get into here now is some of the methods, what I call methods that I implement with my plyometrics to cause variation at different times of the year. Now, in the bottom method, you can use basically, I call rebound. So when you come down, you land and you stop instantaneously and explode out of the jump, okay? So you're trying to cause a huge stretch reflex by stopping, okay? And then what happens is you explode out of the top.